PCOS? PCOS. And helpful, and I hope you to. Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Shelly, and this is Jumping on a Bandwagon. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about the 5 things, yes, the 5 things I did to overcome PCOS and get pregnant. Just shy of 40 years old. Yeah, I was months away, 3-4 months away from turning 40, and I suddenly become pregnant on my own. No intervention, no medication, nothing. But I did do something different this time around. Years later, I did change a few things, and I'm going to talk about those today. And hopefully, it can help you too in your journey in becoming a mother and beating PCOS. Stay tuned. So, the number one thing I want to talk about that I did was changing my diet. Yeah, I simply changed my diet. I was watching a lot of videos and reading a lot, and basically just on the search of what I could do to change things. I knew that my diet had something to do with it. I've done it before. I've lost weight before in the past. Sorry. Watching what I eat. Basically, years and years and years ago, about 2009, 2010, I read South Beach Diet book. And when I read that book, I don't remember how I came to read the book. Excuse me. But when I read that book, it talked about insulin resistance and women with PCOS, and how what we're eating is affecting our system and so on and so forth. It was a really good read, a really good book, not just for losing weight, but just how to eat sensibly and eat the right things for the right reasons. And I went on that diet and I lost a lot of weight. Quite frankly, by the time I reached 27, I moved here to the States, and I suddenly started gaining all this weight. I've never been overweight PCOSer. I was always a skinny PCOSer. I didn't know much about PCOS then. I just knew I was diagnosed when I was in my early 20s. And of course, just like with everyone else, I had absent periods, long periods, heavy bleeding, can't get pregnant, all those things. And then when I turned 26 into 27 that year, I started to grow facial hair, basically chin hairs. Nowhere else really, I was a hairy person anyway, so I always had a mustache, those very soft upper lip hairs. But because I'm really fair in skin color and my hair is very dark on my body in some places, it was very noticeable. So I started to bleach it initially, to be honest. And then I started waxing later in my 30s. But anyway, I digress. So I started to know things then, and then I moved here, and then I started gaining weight was just piling on. The number one thing I did then was I was trying to get pregnant. I got married and I moved here. And when I was trying to get pregnant, I eventually went to see a fertility specialist and started taking the medication and the injections. I did everything shy of IVF. And I gained a lot of weight from the medication, because those medications do make you gain weight. It changes your body and all those things. And I would mainly carry my weight in my torso area, mainly my abdomen. So I got the back rolls. If I can find them, I'm gonna insert some embarrassing pictures. But yeah, it was, I looked pregnant. I always look pregnant because I just carry that weight in the abdomen. Slim arms, slim legs, but I was overall heavier. I was in the range of the 140s. I was always mid to low 40s. If I got to over 145, 47, I was looking to lose weight. So anyway, let's get back to what exactly I did. So in 2015, In January 2015, I went off birth control and I was trying to get pregnant again. I was getting married to my now husband, and we got married in October of 2015, and I thought I would have gotten pregnant on our honeymoon because I've been off birth control for so long. I felt like my cycles were regulating. But yeah, I was doing the app thing, but I wasn't doing everything. So when 2016 arrived, I was, turning 40. I was turning 40 and I wasn't pregnant. I didn't have a baby yet. So when I turned 40, I was literally like cringing. The moment I was gearing up to the age and I was cringing, I felt like I was running out of time. The clock was ticking. I just felt. So anyway, I went to see a fertility specialist in March and started back on oral medication. I was taking Femara, that about 3 cycles. It didn't work. I didn't get pregnant, and I was like, okay, I have to do something other than what the doctors or science, the medication are doing. So I went ahead and, like I said, started reading, doing research. I was watching a few videos on YouTube, and I saw a few women with the same story. They had children, 2-year-olds. Like my son is about to be 2 this year. And the number one thing a lot of them were saying was change your diet, change the way you eat, change what you eat. I knew that was the fact. We've all been told that because of our insulin resistance. And there's a little bit more to it. And I basically turned near almost a vegetarian. I started eating a lot of organic foods, as much as I could afford. And I know it's hard for some people to go completely organic, but I started to buy organic meats. I stopped buying red meat. I was eating mainly fish and some chicken, mostly vegetables, produce, lots of greens, lots of kales, lots of smoothies, but they were healthy smoothies. They weren't fattening smoothies. Lots of flax seeds, lots of seeds and grains and those types of things. I was really going hard with cleansing my body. I started taking supplements. That was the number 2 thing I did. Supplements are what we need to kind of just center our body back for some of the things that are missing. One of the number 1 things I took as a supplement was Maca Root. Maca Root was all over the internet, and when I came across it, I was just like, what? Because a lot of women were talking about just taking that alone and getting pregnant. Just taking Maca alone and getting pregnant. So I was like, and when I researched it for myself, it was true. It was this Asian, it's not Asian because it's still around, of course, but it's been around for millennial for a very long time. It's been around for thousands of years, and it looks like a turnip. It comes in different colors like yellow, white, black, and so on, red. Red maca is very good for women. Black maca is very good for men. And I started to take a maca powder supplement. So when I was making these healthy smoothies, as I mentioned, I was putting the Maca Root in my smoothies, a scoop here, basically every day. And I was taking Spirulina, I was taking vitamin E, I was taking multivitamins, a prenatal multivitamin. And then I also did a checkup. And when I did that checkup, that physical, they found out that my vitamin D was low. So I was also on a vitamin D supplement. So my second tip to you would be get a physical. If you haven't had one in a while, I know right now we're on quarantines and there's a lot of virtual visits, but your doctor can order a lab and you can go and get lab work done now and call you with the results and let you know if your vitamin D levels are good and all your B vitamins and you're not lacking anything and you're good to go. Because for me, that was the only thing that was lacking, and you need your vitamin D. You need a lot of supplementation to produce those really good eggs, because that's a problem for us PCOS, is our eggs are not very good, to be honest, because we have a disruption in our hormones and it affects our eggs. And if it doesn't allow our eggs to fully develop and mature, they become cysts on our ovaries, and hence the name polycystic ovarian syndrome, because we have cysts on our ovaries from eggs not developing as they should. So these are wasted eggs. We're only born with just so much that we're going to need in our lifetime, and they're turning into cysts. So if we have everything in our body where they're supposed to be, our eggs will be good. Because I also found out that whatever we do 3 months prior to, say, conceiving is the condition of our eggs. So if you start today taking those supplements and eating right, your eggs are going to get better till you get to that 3-month window. The third thing I did was I started to exercise. Now, I thought I was exercising before, but I wasn't consistent with it. I wasn't doing enough. Now, I'm not a super healthy person, but I do like to keep physical and active. And one of the things I did was I started walking more. I started challenging myself to do more workouts at home. And at the time, I did have a gym in my apartment complex, and I'd go there every day after work and walk the treadmill if it was really hot in the summer, because it was hot in the summer months. And I was working out a lot. Basically, I was just walking the treadmill. I increased the incline to as if I'm walking up a hill, a steep hill, and those types of things for an hour. And then I started to lift weights. They were mild. I was lifting 5-pound weights, trying to tow my arms up. So I worked out. I started to do yoga and those types of things, stretching and just keeping myself very active. The number 4 thing I did, or we did, was I also had my husband do the same thing. If I was increasing my water intake, he was increasing his water intakes. If I was taking supplements, he was taking supplements. He was taking the men's black Maca Root. I was taking the women's Maca Root. I was taking a prenatal multivitamin, and he was taking a men's 1-a-day multivitamin. Your husband has to be on the same journey as you. He has to know that he is a part of this journey. And if you're eating well, he should be eating well. If you're working out, he should be working out, and so on. Because his sperm does regenerate way quicker than our eggs do. So his turnaround is a faster turnaround window than us eating healthy for our eggs 3 months down the line. For men, it's a matter of days, and they have a turnaround in their sperm production. So you see how important it is that you're both on the same page on this journey, just as how you're on the same page of becoming parents and conceiving. It's the same for your diet, your exercise, your supplements, and so on. Now, the 5th thing I did was cleaning products. The products I used to clean my home. I moved away from harsh chemicals and moved over to biodegradables, things that were safe to use around the home and my environment. I switched my cleaning products to the Method brand or the Mrs. Myers brand. I know there's tons of them out there that are all natural, but basically I moved over to an all-natural cleaning product. And I'm talking about from my dish detergent to my hand wash to my all-purpose cleaner, my floor cleaner, Bona or whatever you might use on your floors. If you have wooden floors, for instance, you name it. I think the only thing I might use is like Windex, but it's few and far in between that I'm using it to clean my windows or bathroom. I use an all-purpose cleaner on the bathroom mirror just to show you it's very few, infrequent that I would use something like that. And also my laundry detergent was an all free and clear laundry product. I've always used that because of my skin with PCOS. I have very sensitive skin, so I don't use it on a daily basis. I don't use regular laundry detergent. I always use the free and clear laundry detergent to wash my clothes, my sheets, my blankets, or whatever, because that also has less and fewer chemicals. Now, Method do have a laundry detergent in their line of products that is completely, environmentally friendly and biodegradable and all those things. So heavy perfumes and whatnot in my cleaning products and on my clothes and that I sleep on in my bed was minimized as much as possible. My environment in my home was as natural as possible. If I was eating naturally and eating healthy things, so was the things I was using to clean my home. So it's an all-around package. It's an all-around deal that your environment, what you put into your body, how you treat your body and exercise was going to yield the best results. And for me, I got pregnant in about 6 months. So I started changing the way I eat and my cleaning products around March of 2016, and by September of 2016 I was pregnant. Now that pregnancy ended at 23 weeks because I have a thing called incompetent cervix and premature labor, and I didn't know, and my first pregnancy didn't end well for me. That's why I said my son is 2 years old now, because I went through a really tough journey. And that's another topic that I'll talk about in another video, probably one day. And yeah. So I have had 4 pregnancies and they were all natural. My son is my 3rd pregnancy and he was all natural. I took no medication, no intervention, didn't even know I was pregnant with them. And then I had a pregnancy, I got pregnant in February of this year, 2020, and that turned out to be a molar pregnancy. It's one of those genetic things. We don't know what really happened. 2 sperm, 1 egg. It could be that simple, I guess, or chromosomal. We just don't know. But of course, I'm advanced maternal age. My eggs are old. And I'm hoping that if you're in your 20s or your 30s and you're trying to conceive and you suffer from PCOS, maybe taking some of these things into consideration might yield an earlier result for you than for me finding out at 40 years old that I needed to do these things. So yeah, I was 40 when I got pregnant, and it took only months. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months. It took me to get pregnant by changing my diet and exercising and cleansing myself. And that was a surprise pregnancy too. My son was a surprise pregnancy. I got pregnant a 2nd time, but it was an early 7-week loss. And then, like I said, my son was a surprise too. I got pregnant 3 weeks after my D&C with him, after I lost that pregnancy. And yeah, it was a successful pregnancy. It was hard. Like I said, I had to be on house rest, couch rest, not bed rest, thank God. Lots of medication, but that's another story. And then I got pregnant again, like I said, in February 2020, a few months back, and that ended in an early loss as well. So it just shows you that you can get pregnant naturally. And if you're young with young eggs, you will have more of a success than I will trying to get pregnant at 44 years old with old eggs. Anyway, I hope these tips give you inspiration. I hope these tips give you a direction to move forward in. There are lots of resources out there. If I can find them and remember them, I'll go ahead and link them down below so that you can find the information that you need to read for yourself on your journey to becoming a mother. I hope this video was informative and helpful for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.